Wow, what a day to have a parade. We've never had it this cool before. We are really blessed. Thank you for coming, and I'm Jim Parsons, Lieutenant Colonel, retired, and I'll be one of your MCs today. And we want to first off thank Lois Carlson and her ecumenical church orchestra. Let's give Lois a hand. That's great music, Lois. And also that Amazing Grace just now played by Dennis Sisson, who is the director of the Ozark Highlander Bagpipe Band. We come here today and gather to celebrate Independence Day and our freedom, and those men and women of past and present who have given us that freedom. And we want to enjoy and invite especially our World War II veterans, because we don't maybe have much more time to do that. And so we have, in the last 12 years, we've had our parade marshal be a World War II veteran. And if you're in the sound of my voice, we do have a section up here for you to come and sit. If you're a World War II veteran, we want to honor you and give you a good seat where you can hear and see well. And we do have some World War II veterans sitting here, so those of you who are World War II veterans, if you will, please stand and let's give them a hand. In the past 12 years, and in our Wall of Honor, we honor our men and women of the military and in uniform, but I think sometimes we overlook the sacrifice of our civilians. They too have sacrificed a lot, losing their loved ones and never come home. For those who are still fighting today, and I think Sergeant Major Lance Nutt will probably use the word fight several times, stand up, he usually says in his speeches. And so civilians, we sometimes have issues in our own back door that we can fight tyranny and people who would try to rule us. And so I have two examples today of people who have sacrificed a lot. The first one, she was 11 years old when Hitler sent his Panzer tanks into Poland. The Luftwaffe sent in their Volkwolfs and sent in their Messerschmitts and their bombers and were leveling Warsaw. And she was just 11 years old, and so she joined the Polish underground. And for the next 4 years, from age 11 to age 14, she fought with them, and as a civilian, always in jeopardy of being shot, of being captured and sent to a concentration camp, as 250,000 Polish civilians were murdered. And so she's here today, and I would like for Basha Berner to please stand, and let's give her a hand. She's an honest hero. Thank you, Basha. Appreciate it. We have one more that has suffered a lot in her family. So many of her relatives were soldiers and never did come home. But what is relevant to today is the fact that her great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, over 200 years ago, was standing at the bridge at Concord, had his Patriots behind him. The British pulled up on the other side of the bridge, tired, hot. One of those Brits took a shot at the general, missed him, hit the Patriot behind him, and of course the general, who is Lisa's great-great-grandpa, ordered the shot that was heard around the world. It was our first shot. It was the first time that we faced a tyrant, and the first time that we had to do it, and we've been doing it now for 245 years. And so we thank Lisa and your family, Lisa, if you will, Lisa Watton. If you will, please stand. And give her a hand. Thank you, Lisa. I will now introduce our other MC, and that is our very own mayor, Peter Christie.
Thank you, Colonel. Isn't it great to be back? You know, we missed last year, but we're here. I want to thank all of you for coming out. A special thanks to Jim Parsons and to Julie and Tim Hull for setting this up, but greatly appreciated. We've got a really good parade all lined up for you. So let's begin with the invocation. I'm going to ask Pastor Ball from the Village Bible Church to step forward.
Thank you, Mayor. Though today we gather to celebrate the Declaration of Independence and the birth of this nation, July 4th, 1776, and the struggle for freedom for which many have given their lives, the dream of this kind of independent democratic republic was stirring in the hearts of men and women, free and slave, of every skin hue, economic circumstance, faith, community, and country of origin, for many, many hundreds of years. Created by God to be a free people under God, that dream, for the most part, eluded its seekers until this great experiment, with divine inspiration and grace, began and became a beacon of hope to freedom seekers from every part of the world. We have never been, nor will we ever be, a perfect union. But the desire to be an even more perfect union today and tomorrow than we were yesterday remains the greatest substance of our prayers. Prayers because we cannot transcend human selfishness and sin apart from God's intervention in our lives, replacing hearts of stone with new hearts of flesh that are capable by His Spirit to love Him with all our heart, soul, strength, and mind, and from His love within us, loving our neighbors as ourselves. So would you please join me in prayer? God, would you please bless America, land that we love? Would you stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam? God, would you please, we beseech you, bless America, our home, sweet home, for your glory. And all His people said, Amen.
Now, if you will please stand and then remain standing, we're going to have our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and we'll use this flag right up here. And we're going to have Senator Colonel Jim Hendren, next governor of the state of Arkansas, please come and lead us in the pledge. Thank you. You shouldn't tell stories right before we pledge. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now we'll have Sheila Pridemore of Village Baptist Church, soloist. Sheila Pridemore, come and give us the national anthem. So if you will, remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated, and I believe we have some doves that are about to go off. Julie Robbins. They represent freedom, and they're going back home.
Alrighty, I'm not sure if the doves are here or not. Are they?
They've already flown.
Oh, there they go. Great symbolism of freedom. Alrighty, next on tap is the Sophisticated Ladies. If they can come forward, please. Good to have you back again, ladies. The Sophisticated Ladies today are presented a patriotic medley. The second song is the military anthems, and if you're a veteran, you're welcome to stand when you hear the anthem. The dancers here today are Karen Myers, Hope Allen, Ellen Kriegbaum, Gail Hobson, Donna Vetter, and Carol Roller. Please welcome the Sophisticated Ladies.
Stop, man, I'm in crowd.
Thank you, ladies. You're always a hit. Been doing this all these 13 years now, and we thank you very much. Our next presenter is Colonel, State Senator Jim Hendren. I'm sorry. I got one thing right there, Colonel. Our U.S. Congressman, I'm sorry, U.S. Senator Walmart, Congressman Walmart, served in Egypt with his unit. I think somebody asked him, what was the weather like in Egypt? And he said, just put a hairdryer in front of your face and hold it there all day, and you'll have some idea of what it'd be like. Something like our last 12 4th of July parades. But anyway, U.S. Congressman Walmart, and I apologize, sir. Thank you. I'm sure most of you thought, well, they're about to introduce a politician, so sit back and prepare for a long-winded speech. But I am on a short timeline. Mayor Christie has got us on the clock, and he's got the hook out, so I'm going to be very brief. Jim, thank you for your long-standing service to Bella Vista and to our area. Thank you. When I came up here today, the first thing I noticed about Jim, not only was he in uniform, but he had his sidearm. And I asked him if they gave him any bullets today, and he said, just one. Which would explain why we still had doves flying. A little bit from here. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to the greatest land, the greatest country the world has ever known. And it is that way because of the men and women we just acknowledged in the tribute, the salute to the armed forces. And one by one, as their service anthems were played, you saw people standing up, representative of their service. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. And very soon, we're going to have to add another song. I don't know who is working on it, but now we have the Guardians of the Space Force that will be joining that distinguished group of veterans. So I'm going to ask one more time. For all of our veterans, if you've worn the uniform of your great country, would you please stand and let us acknowledge you collectively? Thank you. A lot has happened in our country since those first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord, leading all the way up to Yorktown, when America became free. And a lot will continue to happen as our country progresses through the ensuing generations. As for me, just like all of our veterans, and I'm sure as you feel, everything that we do today to support our country is purposed in making sure that the next generation has it better than ours. And that's why I brought my grandson Caden with me again today. He was here 2 years ago, the last time we had this parade, and everything we do today is purposed in making sure that the America that we all love endures for generations like Caden's. I bring you greetings today from Washington, D.C., and as complicated and as sometimes dysfunctional as the seat of our federal government can be at times, let us all understand that we continue to have the resolve to make sure that America remains the land of the free and the home of the brave. There is no community in America that bleeds red, white, and blue more than Bella Vista.
And it is why it is a great honor of mine to stand here today in front of this great crowd to celebrate the nation's independence. May God continue to bless these United States of America, to Bella Vista, to our great state of Arkansas. Thank you so much. Look forward to the parade. Have a great and blessed and safe 4th of July weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman. Lois, are you ready? We're going to now hear a patriotic medley. Again, when you hear your service, please feel free to stand.
You thought I made a mistake last time with that interview, but really, what I was trying to illustrate is that we have two diseases going on right here in Bella Vista. One of them is this COVID, which we have a vaccine for, and we're going to get over it, and there's a cure. The other disease, we don't have a vaccine, and there's no medicine for it, and we're not going to get over it, and it's called the Bella Vista moment. And that's what I was having last time. Just wanted to illustrate that. We do have now our keynote speaker, and it is Sergeant Major Lance Nutt, who is the president of Sheepdogs, and they go around the country with cyclones and floods, and he helps these veterans get over their ills from combat by going and serving still, and he continues to serve. And so we want to welcome him. I don't know if you know what a sergeant major is, but you have to go all the way to the battalion headquarters before you find one. He's over enlisted men, thousands of them, and any wise commander who's in charge of a mission, he needs to have his sergeant major with him Otherwise, he'll fail, because it is men who win the day. And so this is Sergeant Major Lance Nunn. Thank you.
Happy 4th. Doesn't get much better than this. And I must confess that I've had the honor and the privilege of speaking here multiple times over the past few years, and today brings an additional challenge in trying to determine really what to share and what to say, and based on a little bit of a time constraint, noting that I did not know if I would ever wear this uniform again after retiring a couple of years ago. In knowing how difficult it is sometimes to properly honor the men and women that still wear it today, and knowing that after 30 years of service, sometimes the hardest thing to do is take the uniform off and leave it off. But in putting it on this morning, I felt a sense of pride in knowing that my time was finished, but appreciating the fact that there are amazing men and women out there still today wearing the uniform of this country, keeping us free, enabling us to celebrate the fact that we are indeed the greatest nation on earth. And that it's because of that service and sacrifice made every day by those men and women that we have the opportunity to celebrate and take pride in our service and ability to spend time with loved ones, friends. I also must mention that we lost a brave hero this past week, and Kevin Apple out of Pea Ridge. His service was yesterday. He's one of those many men and women that put on a uniform daily, serving in our military, and as a first responder, keeping our country and communities safe and free. And as the Colonel mentioned a minute ago, talking about sometimes how I mention a willingness to fight. It's always about fighting for what we believe in, what we're passionate about, fighting for one another, fighting to make sure that these freedoms that sometimes we take for granted are not lost, and that we do our very best to remember, but more importantly, to continue fighting so that their memory and that their service and sacrifice was not in vain. And in closing, I'd like to challenge all of you. Challenge all of you to find what we as an organization and Sheepdog Impact Assistance refer to as our second mountain. Your first mountain is that initial part in your life when you train to be who you are. You learn to be the man and woman that you are. The careers that you start and finish, the families that you raise. It's that second mountain when you think your purpose is over. It's that second mountain that defines that next phase in your life. I challenge all of you that think that maybe your time is done, whether it's having served or now retired from whatever profession it is that you've spent such a good part of your life filling, that you now remember that it's time to climb your second mountain. I spent 30 years in my first. The Marine Corps was great to me, but I've now begun to climb my second. And the fact that I have an organization, friends and loved ones to support me in my endeavor to make sure that I never forget that my purpose is ongoing and that my desire to continue serving must not end. You have that opportunity, no matter what phase you are in life, to redefine the direction and how you will continue to make sure we stay in the greatest nation on earth, and that it has the ability to continue giving back to the men and women that have done so very much for all of us. Find your second mountain, continue with your purpose. Do not ever let the service and sacrifice of those men and women that have served for us, never let it be forgotten. Do not take your freedoms for granted, and do your best to persevere. Thank you very much. Happy 4th of July.
You have just witnessed why I called these three back to speak, because of their great messages that they have. If you will please remain seated. We want to do a special version of taps. Some of you may have never heard that there are words to taps, but there are. Please be seated for this, and then when we finish with that, then we will stand and we'll salute the flag for taps. Betty Winter was going to play for us, and she's going to do the taps. So, Miss Winter, if you will please. The day is done. Gone the sun from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well. Safely rest. God is nigh. Now, if you will, please stand. We're going to play it straight through, and we'll salute the flag. Here it is. You may be seated, and we're now going to start the parade.
Okay, first in the parade is the American Legion Post 3410. Please welcome Brad Chennel as the commander. Next we have the Ozark Highlanders Pipe Band.
As a reminder of the true meaning of July 4th to all in attendance today, MALHD members are here once again, portraying the volunteers, county militias, and enlisted Continental Line forces of the American Army of the Revolutionary War.
Here's our Grand Marshal. He is Charlie Whitford. He started his battles in the beginning, moved on up the mountains, in the highlands, headed towards Japan. Finally played about 2 blocks away from the palace in Tokyo. I'm sure that Kojo Hirohito, much embarrassed by Charlie Whitford from Minnesota, playing near his castle. Thank you.
Please welcome the Knights of Columbus.
Here's our parade queen. Audrey Martin. She wants to be a chef. She is now going to college where she is to become a chef, and she wants to serve in restaurants around the world. Senator Hendrick just got through crowning her, and Tommy gave her the flowers. And Tommy, you want to meet someone like this. I'm not giving you any advice or anything, but you want somebody who knows how to cook. And 60 years, she'll make you a big man, about 300 pounds probably. So anyway, thank you very much. And that's Lloyd and Gayla McKenzie driving. Lloyd is the one who gives us the trailer for 13 years now. And so we appreciate his doing that.
Next we have the flags of the branches of service, gentlemen.
All right, Army. Lois Carlson is going to be playing Army here in a minute. ordeal, ordeal. Army, go ahead and move out. Now Marines. Here comes all the gyrenes, leatherheads, leathernecks. All right, Marines, move out. And now the Navy. Got all these swabbies. If your Navy, please stand. And now, Air Force. This is Major John Kelson, who is the head of this 5 branches of the military. And now, Coast Guard. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. Next in line, please welcome the American Legion Post 341 Auxiliary. Ladies, thank you.
Next, representatives of the Bella Vista Armed Vehicle Police Organization. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you should be very proud. You have one of the best police departments in Northwest Arkansas. Okay, next we have Congressman Womack throwing candy, trying to support the Dental Association. Thanks, Steve. Please welcome the Bentonville Girl Scouts. And the James Blake chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution out of Bentonville. Welcome.
There's that convertible. I think we've seen that before. Beautiful. Here comes an authentic World War II half-track. One of the vehicles that won World War II, Korea. The owner is Paul Dolly. Paul Dolly is with the Northwest Arkansas Historical Society, and this is his vehicle. And Paul, we thank you. That's a great vehicle. Thank you so much. And here's an authentic Jeep, also owned by Paul Dolly. And we thank you, gentlemen. That's a great vehicle. That helped win the war, too.
Please welcome the Bella Vista Historical Society. Lena, good to see you out today. And everyone else. Great car. Followed by another great one. This is super.
You asked me, you got it.
John, you gonna take some of those home to Linda? Please welcome representatives of Brookfield Senior Living and Memory Care Center. More candy.
Would you like some? You're welcome. Here you are, sir. Thank you.
This is the Benton County Republican Women. Diana Langford, President.
She should be coming by.
Judy Korn, Vice President.
I'll give it to her.
Great organization. Great job. Still more Republican women. I assuming that Gayla McKenzie is in this vehicle. She's our state representative, and this is her trailer we're standing on that she's given to us for 13 years, and we appreciate it. This thing could be called a Hendron McKenzie Parade. Here's Village Baptist Church. Wonderful they're here. That's great. The whole congregation, we thank you so much. Oh, this is Bible church.
Oh, you need a little flag.
Oh, for Pete's sake. All right. Pastor Al Frank is here, but also Mark Ball, who gave our invitation, is a member of that church. Village Bible Church. Bible Church. Used to be the Evangelical Free Church.
Please welcome the Bella Vista Recycling Group. We are extremely unique in most parts of the country, where we look after our own recycling and which provides much needed jobs
Your service.
and keeps stuff out of the landfill. Congratulations.
And here comes our future. We've been talking about our past a lot today, but this is Cub Scout Troop 341-0, Cub Scout Master Nick Hopper. And we're leaving it to you guys.
Bella Vista Ambulance Service. We have 6 ambulances. We will be moving one into fire station number 3, the new one in the fall, to better serve those of you that live in the Highlands. They do a terrific job for us. Following the ambulance is fire wheelbarrows. The next is the Bella Vista Police and the Patrol Division. You'll note they've even got a prisoner in the back seat. Well done, Brian.
Candidate for State Senate, Dan Whitfield. Glad to have you in the parade today. It's great to know the candidates give us a choice to vote for. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Here's a place that you might want to visit after you're finished and help celebrate the holiday. Crazy Willing's Ice Cream. This is their brand new second truck. You can find them located down in the Lake Bella Vista area beside the Wall of Honor. friends, neighbors, real estate group, Julie Hull at the wheel. She's one of the organizers of today's parade. Thank you so much, Julie.
Quickly.
If you're wondering, this is a 1965 Chevy pickup driven by Charlie Zim, owned by him.
After this truck, we all talk, good?
I went out to get a nice Chevrolet pickup in 1983 and caught on fire yesterday. Bummer. Here comes the 1956 Chevy pickup, and this is James Marshall, owner. James, thanks for bringing him. Nice looking ride.
The next is P&D HVAC. If you're looking for some air conditioning relief, contact the owner, Sam Fun.
Hey, come on, throw one here. Hey, throw one. Put your hand up. Stay here.
Please welcome Blaze Mobile Lawn Equipment Service with owners Patrick and Jennifer Hess.
And every year, we have to caution you mothers, grab your daughters, here comes the Navy. This is Pete Rathfield. I see Senator Bozeman is sitting in here today again. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. These men, of course, have been underwater for several months and been low on oxygen. Their brains don't work exactly like ours do. And so you have to cut them some slack, and they haven't seen a woman in 2 or 3 months. So we get off down to the wrestling down here at Gasano's, and we tip over some tables and break some glass, Army, Navy, and it's all in good cheer, and we love them anyway, and they're heroes.
Okay, please welcome Audrey's Resale Boutique. Do a great job for us. And here comes the Bella Vista Community Television as well. I think you're at channel 2222. Right. We got great shows. And YouTube as well. Thank you.
Hey, Tonya! Russia! Nobody. You get the Mexican.
We have this odd group called Sheepdog Impact Assistance, and it's all about giving our veterans and first responders an opportunity to continue serving and giving back. That second mountain opportunity for many of them, and you'll also notice our second truck in the lineup, our Warrior Path program. It's all about facilitating an opportunity in mental wellness, teaching our veterans and first responders how to begin climbing that second mountain and putting their trauma in the right place. That's in the rearview mirror, giving them a chance to live that best life. So we certainly appreciate our men and women being out here today and the opportunity we're afforded to serve through Sheepdog Impact Assistance.
Next in line are 2 military vehicles. Jim, the first one looks like a deuce and a half. That's a deuce and a half. In fact, they both look like deuce and a half. Thanks for joining us. Next is Hutchinson Realty. I think you folks just recently moved into here, didn't you? Great.
Now, in place 16, we had the Benton County Republican women. Now, that's women. This is the Benton County Republican Party. This is men and women, as you notice. I see Joseph volunteers here. Thank you, Joseph. Work you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Bella Vista Police Explorers. These are young people that have expressed an interest in the justice system, and so our police force has opened their doors. We have a full program for them. It's great to have them on board. We have a lot of volunteers, and I want to thank Post 3771 for sponsoring. Sergeant, thank you. Next, driving this magnificent vehicle is the Bentonville Breakfast Lions Club.
And here's Make-A-Wish of the Mid-South. Highly decorated. Amy Calvert, this vehicle. The mayor wants some candy. There you go. There you go, Mayor. Here's a surprise guest, Judge Gunnar DeLay, Supreme Court. And Judge DeLay, we're proud to have you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Glad you got those little ones. Is this dog a male or a female? Oh, he's male. Nuts, so it's fine. And here comes Engage Ministries. Pastor Jeff Kennard. Are you in Perry Grove? Engage Ministries? Prairie Grove. Prairie Grove. Lowell. Okay, Lowell. Thank you. That's my kind of church. They're engaged. They're willing to get out there and say something. They're not milk toast. And this is Joseph Wood, running for Lieutenant Governor. Today we've been presenting some of these candidates that you'll be voting for. All right, he's walking. I know Judge Wood. I've known him for several years. Good man. Good to see you. You're a good man.
Please welcome another group to the fire department.
And here comes the Bentonville cheerleaders. I hope you're going to give us a cheer, are you? You're going to jump out and give us a cheer? Got 2 carloads of them here. How about USA? USA!
Welcome to Patriot God and Country. Seth, good to see you.
And ladies and gentlemen,